And we're the Cousins Weird.
Hi. We're together. Here.
It's cold out.
It's so cold, and it's cold in the pod because it's in my parents' basement, and this is the best place to be in the summer. Because it's nice and cool. However, in the dead of winter, might not be the most...
And I'm looking across the room at the wood stove over there, but it's more decorative now than it.
Yeah, it hasn't been used in a few years, so...
I'm sure the chimney needs to be cleaned.
I don't know. My dad does that even if he doesn't use it. He's pretty good about getting that out.
I have a wood stove at my house and a chimney that has not been cleaned out in 4 years.
I'm not a good adult.
No, well, our wood stove's we had to get a new one, and this guy I worked for got me a great deal on this beautiful wood stove, and it's perfect for your house. I go, you've never even seen my house. Oh, it's gonna be fine. And he gives it to me. It's literally a quarter of the size of our old.
Oh my
stove.
God!
You can fit 2 logs in it.
It's not even worth it.
No, I have a huge house.
Yeah,
and we would have a wood stove going. We'd have a fire blazing in the wood stove, and then there's ice on the window 2 feet away in the basement. And I'm like,
this is not doing it.
This is not. No, because our basement is a basement, and it's wet, and it's just not, like, things go to the basement and never come back up. They go down there to die, yes. And apparently the wood stove did. So we have it, and we tried, one winter, we tried so hard. We had wood delivered, but, I mean, it was just, like, you couldn't let it go out. You couldn't ever let it go out, because it took forever to get started, and then at night, it was, like, you couldn't put enough wood in it to last.
You have to get up in the middle of the night.
You have to get up every, 3 hours.
That's not anything anyone needs to be doing.
No, you want to go to bed and go to sleep, and then you wake up in the morning and your eyelashes are frozen together.
Yeah.
Like, you can't open it because you're so cold.
And that's the thing, like, modern conveniences, we should take advantage of some of that.
Right, yes.
So I am all for turning a thermostat on.
Yes, well, my dad built a house for wood heat.
Yeah.
And it has baseboard heaters that are from the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
They're not the most efficient things on the planet.
Right.
And they're old, and you turn them on and they have that weird smell.
Yeah.
So we just invested in some space heaters.
Oh, there you go.
They're all over the house. We have 5.
That'll keep you warm.
We'll eventually put a furnace in, but that's expensive.
Yeah, they are expensive.
Especially if you don't have one in there already.
Yeah, because they have to put the ducts all in and everything.
So it's like, I don't almost just rather buy another wood stove. But then there's like all that work of getting wood and putting wood in it. And
so, well, if maybe there's advances in wood stoves.
There is. And honestly, like, I'm not working as much now as I did.
You'd be happy able to put that time into it, yeah.
And I'm done by the time the kids
It'd be your second job, though.
It would be. Yes. Other than laundry.
Yeah. Oh, God. Don't even start. My laundry is so high right now. It's not even funny.
And I chose a profession that...
Where you do laundry.
You do laundry all day at work, and then you go home and you do laundry all day at home.
Not fun.
No, it's like, there's funny mugs. You get a majored in aesthetics, minored in laundry.
Yeah.
Like, it should be reversed. Because, I mean, that's like all the towels and the sheets. Clean set of sheets for every client. And the blankets, which you don't wash the blankets every time unless they touch them. Or because then you have people that come and just lay on top of the blanket, and you're like, thanks. Gotta take the blanket off and you can lay on the sheet. But I digress.
Yes. I was a little chatty.
Yes.
I'm tired today. I just want to say this real quick. I never hardly ever go out and do things. Like, I don't. Especially since pandemic times. The panorama. I have not done much. But the last 2 weekends, I've gone out and drank. And that's very rare for me. So I did it again this weekend. I feel every 44 years I've been on this planet. I'm feeling every bit of it today. I'm tired. I'm tired and I'm old.
I don't even need to drink. I just need to stay up late, and
it was more of being out. It was out and about, and I haven't been out and about in so long that I was like, at the time I felt young and cool.
This pandemic
but then you start
has
to feel
aged
old.
Me 10 years. It's been like 10 years.
Yeah.
It feels like we've been in this pandemic
Have we ever
years.
not been in it? That's the question. Have we never not been in a pandemic?
We used to do fun things.
We did, and I
now we're like,
I don't even know how to do that.
I just want to stay home. And then when you have to go out, you're like, when can I leave? Like,
Ew, I got to go somewhere. I had a very good time, but I'm very tired today. So, here we go.
Yes.
Let's do this. I'm glad it's your episode.
Yes. Well, I had to shovel my driveway this morning, and I came inside, and I was ripe. I have the smelliest VO of anybody on the planet. And I, came inside, and, because you go out and you have to sweat sweatpants on, my sweatshirt, my coat. When I come in, I take my sweatshirt off. I'm like, ooh, I gotta take a shower right now. Like, I can't even stand myself. I gotta go. It's like, man, I sweat like a man. Like, I am like, I hate, if you're one of those girls who's like, oh, I don't sweat, I don't have to wear deodorant. I hate you. I'm just saying that. Well, with love, but I hate you.
Here's the thing. It probably depends on where you live, too, because when I lived in Colorado, when I was pregnant for Griffin, mind you, and after I had him, he was born in July, so it'd get to 110 there. I never wore deodorant. I was dry as a bone because it was dry. It was a dry heat. And I know people are like, there's no such thing. There is. The lack of humidity makes a huge difference in how you feel the heat.
Right.
And I didn't sweat. I didn't wear deodorant. I didn't have to do anything. And it was amazing. And then I moved back and I sweat like a pig. But now that I changed my diet, I'm not sweating like that anymore, which is amazing.
I've done a lot of, like, when I was vegan, and now that I'm not, I'm still vegetarian, my BO smells the same.
It didn't make a difference.
Jackson smells just like mine, and he does not eat the same food as me. The kid lives off ramen noodles and kimchi.
That's a genetic.
I think it's genetic.
A genetic BO.
Yeah, and I don't wear, I stopped wearing antiperspirant, like, in high school just because I have, like, an allergy to it, and you don't want an allergy in your underarms just because it's, like, the worst place to have one. So uncomfortable. Yeah, so I've been wearing, like, straight-up deodorant for, like, freaking 30 years, you know?
Right,
and,
so it's nothing
right,
different. And
people are like, oh, you had to detox. Yeah, I'm still detoxing 30 years later. This is just how I smell. Lucky me. Now that everybody knows about my stinky BO.
Here we go. What's today's episode about?
I tell you what, though, I own, like, I have, like, 8 kinds of deodorant, because I'm, like, obsessive about it. Like, right. I have the best one that I found. I like Lumi sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't seem to work very well, and sometimes it works fine. Old Spice.
That's crazy. They have it without baking soda and aluminum.
Right. And you know what? Men's deodorant, you can get it antiperspirant or deodorant. For women, it's all antiperspirant.
Well, they do have a lot now, more options. Yes, I just got the secret one without aluminum and it was just a deodorant. But
the baking soda will make
soda messes me up.
It's because it's a pH thing.
Yeah, it messes me up.
Baking soda is very
alkaline.
It's very alkaline, and your skin is acidic.
Yeah.
And so when you keep using baking soda, it messes with your pH and gives you an awful, like, raised red.
And it's not
irritation.
Fun.
It isn't. I can't use it either.
Yeah.
I mean, the trick is with it is those baking soda deodorants like Schmidt's and
kill me.
They work really well.
They do.
But the trick is only use them once or twice a week, and then use something else in between. And I find that works.
Rotate.
Right, you rotate it around, and then it doesn't mess up with your pH.
And now that we educated people on deodorant,
let's get into today's episode. That was a weird
only
tangent.
10 minutes.
That's it.
No big deal.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. So today we are talking about the mother of dragons. I'm sorry, I meant bunnies. The mother of bunnies or rabbits. Rabbits.
What?
The mother of rabbits.
Okay.
The false mother of rabbits.
I'm scared.
You should be.
Good. I mean, no, that's not good. I don't want to be scared. I mean, sometimes I do. Okay.
The book that I read for most of my information for this episode came from, it's called The Impostress Rabbit Reader.
I hate this already.
Yes, and I did not write the author's name down, but she's a British lady, and it'll be in the show notes because I already emailed them to Colleen.
Ooh, you get it, girl.
I did. There's a quote in the book. I'm going to quote something from the book that's actually a quote from a newspaper from the time. And this is November 1726. It's from the Daily Journal. And I believe this is a London paper from the time.
Wow, 1726.
Yes, 1726. From Guildford comes a strange but well-attested piece of news that a poor woman who lives at Godalming, near that town, who has an husband and 2 children now living with her, was, about a month past, delivered by Mr. John Howard, an eminent surgeon and man midwife, living at Guildford, of a creature resembling a rabbit, but whose heart and lungs grew without its belly. About 14 days since, she was delivered by the same person of a perfect rabbit, and in a few days after, of 4 more, and on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the 4th, 5th, and 6th, instant of 1 in each day, in all 9.
A woman had 9 rabbit babies.
Yes. They died all in bringing into the world. Mr. Howard keeps them all in spirits, and we hear he intends to present them to the Royal Society. The woman hath made oath that 2 months ago, being working in a field with other women, they put up a rabbit, which means they chased.
Okay.
Who, running from them, they pursued it, but to no purpose. This created in her such a longing to it that she, being with child, was taken ill and miscarried. From that time, she hath not been able to avoid thinking of rabbits. The said woman has been delivered of 5 more rabbits, in all 14. Mr. Molyneux, the prince's secretary, is, we hear, gone thither
I love
by his Royal Highness's order to bring a faithful narration of the affair.
I'm disgusted.
No, she's talking about, she keeps thinking like she wants the rabbit, like she wants it.
As a pet.
To eat it.
Oh!
She just wanted to get it. And I'll go into like, there's
because
like...
it made me think that she romantically wanted it.
No.
And I was horrified. And I'm like, Margaret, I don't know what you're going to tell me. But I don't like it.
No.
It's not that horrifying.
So basically, Godalming, Surrey is where she lived.
Okay.
And this is 1725. Godalming had a population of between 2,000 and 3,000. This is one of the poorest towns in Surrey, and it was in decline because of the decline of the wool and the cloth trade. So a lot of the people there, a lot of the poorer people, they relied upon working in the cloth trade for money. And in 1664, 48% of the household were exempt from the hearth tax, which was a property tax based on the number of hearths or stoves in the property. So in 1664, 48% of the households were exempt from this tax because they only had like one hearth on the property or no hearth.
Or hearth, as I like to call it.
Yes. Yeah, so this suggests a high number of small and poor households in the area. So like this is a very populated, for the time, we're talking 2,000 to 3,000 people living here. That's a lot for a small town at this time in like the 1700s, you know, but a lot of them are poor. So it gives you an idea. There's a huge gap in the wealth. Like there's the rich landowners, and then there's all these poor people that are trying to work. Marytoft made a penny a day doing agricultural labor. A penny a day is what she made. So that's not a lot. She's very poor. Her husband his name was Joshua, and he was a cloth worker. And in the summer of 1726, he was accused of trespass with 37 other men upon entering the grounds of James Stringer with the intent to steal fish from his pond. And it's now like thought that this was done in protest. This was basically a protest because they had recently changed the laws, making wild animals the property of the people who own the land. So if you're working the fields and a rabbit is on the field, you can't just take that rabbit, even though it's a wild animal. It belongs to the
lord.
Yes.
Of the
yes.
property.
It was his property. And so if you took it, it wasn't considered a poaching offense. It was a theft offense, which you could get killed for that.
Oh, geez.
So it's like a lot of the people were upset by this because they're poor and they don't have a lot of money, and they relied upon catching rabbits and fishing in local ponds for their food, and now they can't do that because they could be like lose their hand or get hung for stealing.
Which is ridiculous.
Yes. So this is the premise of leading up to Mary's incident that she has with the rabbits. Yes.
I'm horrified.
You should be. At this time and place, like rabbits were seen as an elite item, the meat and the fur being used by the wealthy landowners. So the taking and killing of rabbits, fish, deer, etc. were not seen as poaching, but as theft, which was punishable by death at this point in time.